Hi there, Kira here with a flip through of my project life so far. So I'm completely caught up as I'm filming this. So I'm all the way up to week 17 in this. And I thought I'd just kind of do a flip through for you guys because I know we have a lot of new subscribers and maybe you haven't seen my previous Project Life videos. But this is my very first year doing Project Life. I love Project Life now. It is probably my favorite way to memory keep. But it took me probably almost 2 months to kind of find my groove with Project Life and to find what I liked and what was working for me. So I thought I would do a flip through and kind of show you my progression throughout this project. So here we are, week 1. So this week I used actual Project Life cards, and I believe they're all from the same kit. And I couldn't tell you which kit it was because all my Project Life cards are all mixed together, so I don't know. And then all of the ephemera that I used was from a different Project Life kit. And then I used a couple like random things like this little Hello 2017. That was from my very first Citrus Twist kit. These alpha thickers are like the Wonder Collection thickers. And I did typing for my journaling. I did not think that I would do handwritten journaling at all in my Project Life, ever. And then I tried it and I was like, I actually like this better. So I do all handwritten journaling now. But my first week, I thought I would do typed journaling because I got a new typewriter for Christmas. And of course, you just think that that's what you're going to use all the time. And that's really not what happened. I was also using my Sprocket, HP Sprocket, for all of my picture printing, which I do not use anymore either. I thought that I would use that just because it prints out smaller pictures, and so I thought the picture size would be good for Project Life. But I didn't really like the quality, so I don't know if you can notice, like this picture of Elliot is just not a very good picture, like just the way that it turned out, printed out. Yeah, I just didn't like it. I also kind of like, I don't have very many pictures I printed, which is not at all like my style now. I print a ton of pictures. I also like put like photo mats on a lot of them. But yeah, this is my first week, just kind of testing the waters here. My second week, I used Simple Stories cards. I do not know what happened to this one. This book fell at one point, and I'm pretty sure a card fell out, and I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone forever, so I don't know what happened there. I also forgot to do my journaling on this week. I was like, oh, I'll go back and do my journaling, and then I totally did not. So yeah, I know that we were at the museum here. I know that Jonathan was like saying yes to everything that week. And I know that we had this big Amazon box where we get our diapers in, and that's my kids are playing in there. Still pretty simple. I used like a lot of the pieces, these little chipboard pieces were all from the same collection. So I'm keeping it pretty, I don't know, matchy so far. Yeah, that was my second week. Week 3, this is when I used my Citrus Twist kit. So I had made like, I don't know, a few layouts with my Citrus Twist kit. And then I decided to kill a kit and finish it off with doing this Project Life spread. And this was actually my favorite Project Life spread for a really long time. I loved the way that this one came out. I did a lot of stitching. So like this one, I stitched on the word dream. I did some stitching here. I also have like some hidden journaling behind here, which I can't get out because the card's too stuffed now. But yeah, you notice like with my weeks, I've kept it like the title card up here, and kind of, pictures and like maybe one filler card. But it's still pretty much the same style as I'd been doing. It's pretty simple, but this is getting more towards my style. I really liked how this week turned out, and I really liked the bright colors, and I did handwritten journaling, and I love that. I think it looks so much better than the typed journaling. Yeah, and I did I talked about this is just a silly little picture here that it was a screenshot from my phone. So me and Chris, we needed a new show to watch, to binge watch, and so we took a Cosmo quiz online, and Chris got Gilmore Girls as the show we should binge watch, which we've watched Gilmore Girls, so we don't need to watch it again. We've watched the whole series plus the new ones, because I had to make him watch the old ones before he could watch the new ones. So it was funny that he got Gilmore Girls, but I got The Fall, which is what we ended up watching, and it was actually a really good show. So that's just a funny little card about that. And then, there's a little quote from Jonathan here. Yeah, that's week 3. Week 4, this is a core kit that I used here. And I like this spread, but I don't think it's my style. I don't think you would ever see me do a Project Life spread like this again. It's not busy enough for me, actually. But I like it. I mean, it's pretty, and if I saw somebody else's Project Life spread like this, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's really pretty. I really like their Project Life spread. But it's not me. But I did kind of switch it up, put the title card down here instead of up top. I don't think I really have any filler cards on this one, so I'm definitely getting more pictures of the kids, more journaling on this one than there had been. I listed, basically what we did that week, so, and kind of what the pictures were. And that's another thing with my journaling, is that I used to only journal about the pictures that I took. So I wasn't really telling stories of stuff that had happened that I didn't get pictures of, which is what I try to do now. Because a lot of my pictures, they aren't really telling a story. I don't know. I take a lot of pictures of my kids eating. And it's not like I need to tell a story about them eating every time. It's just, I think that they're cute when I'm taking the picture of them eating. So yeah, stuff like that. I don't think that your journaling needs to match the pictures that you're taking. If you want to tell a story, you can tell a story and then have a picture that's not anything related to the story. So that's what I do now. So anyways, this was week 4. Week 5, this one was with my Valentine's Day stash kit. So I built a kit, and then I used everything in that kit to do my Project Life. And this was actually my new favorite for a while. I really, really liked how this one came out. And I didn't think I was gonna like it, because when I first cut up the cards for this one, because these are all pattern papers that I cut down to size. And when I first laid them out, I really hated how they looked together. And then as I started doing each card, I actually really liked the kind of eclectic look of it. And I think that this is kind of where I started realizing what my style was. So I just was focusing more on how this card looked together, and not so much on how the whole thing looked together. So it wasn't as matchy, but when you put it all together, I mean, it looks really good, because there's, on this card, there's yellow in this card, so there's yellow here. So that kind of goes together, and there's pink here, and there's pink there, and, I just think it kind of works well together. And again, this is more of my style, but again, it's not as busy as I like it. Then to week 6. Week 6, I hate week 6. This is where I was I really like everyone's really clean, simple Project Life spreads. There's a few people on Instagram who I just love. I love their Project Life style. I think that Paper and Spool, I don't know her name, but on Instagram she's Paper and Spool, and I love her Project Life. She has the prettiest Project Life spreads, and they're so simple and clean looking. And so I decided that I was going to do something like that. So all these cards are free printables on Studio Calico, and I decided to print them out, and I was only going to use like little bits of ephemera, and I wasn't going to make it really busy. And then I ended up hating it. Like, I just really didn't like it at all. I didn't put anything behind the pictures. I just didn't like it. I did some like full pictures too, which is pretty rare for me. But you know, that's what most people do in their project lives. But I just didn't like how it turned out. And I know this is one of Mary's favorites that I've done, and I don't know why, because I hate it. And I was gonna go back, because I think I had more pictures for this week. So I was gonna go back and do the other page, this side. Because this is when I started to do double page spreads, was week 6. But I hated how the first side turned out so much that I didn't want to do the second side. So it was kind of sad. So I just backed it with some pattern paper, and just kind of chalked it up to, I tried this style and it's not for me. And, you know, I'm glad I tried it and realized that it was not my style. And so now I don't have to try it again. So on to week 7. This is one of my favorite spreads ever that I ever created. Let's start with the first side. So, and I have videos for every single one of these, so you guys can go back and look at my Project Life videos if you want to see detailed, you know, videos on how I did them. So, the only thing I don't like about this spread is that I think I used my selfie for this one. So I had moved past the sprocket because I didn't like the quality of picture, so I moved on to my selfie. But now I'm printing on my Canon Pixma, which prints way better pictures than either of my smaller printers do. But this one I also used my Citrus Twist Kit, and I just loved how it came out. I love the eclecticness of it. I love the busyness of it. You know, like there's lots of pieces of ephemera, there's lots of little details, and it's so much more my style. And I've got a couple things like this is like on top of the page protector, which I really like. This is also Valentine's Day week, so I got this card was from my kids and my husband, and so, you know, the kids, like, this is like Fish's hand, and Fish drew on it, and, you know, it's just a cute little card, so I kept that in there. Oh, and that's Elliot's attempt at a hand there, but he's really hard to draw. And then this is a card that Alaska Grandma got for Elliot that Fish really liked. He calls bees, he calls them bunnabees, you know, instead of bumblebees. So I kept that in there because he really likes to play with the little bouncy bees. So I just hole punched those to keep those in there to keep, you know, have them forever. I did a lot of journaling over here, and again, like, this is journaling that doesn't necessarily go with any of the pictures. I did journal about how that Jonathan especially liked the card that had the bunnabees inside. But I have like, Elliot is now saying ba 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 when he sees his brother, because we call him brother. We don't usually say Fish when we're referring to him. And then Jonathan offered Elliot goldfish crackers and said, "Thank you, welcome, baby," because that's what he does. I have a little note here about my mother-in-law had a little health scare that week, but they came down to visit. We went to Red Lobster. These are my Valentine's Day flowers from my husband, and a little selfie of us. But yeah, I just love how this spread came out. It's just absolutely perfect in my opinion. Week 8, I like this one, but it's almost like the colors are just a little dark. I like that like crisp white versus the kind of like toned down white, but I really like how this one came out too. I used the Maggie Holmes it's not a core kit. It's like the little mini kit, Project Life mini kit. I got it at Tuesday morning, and I used that for my cards this week. And then all the little pieces are just like random pieces from my stash or from my citrus twist kit, which I used here too, but kind of using up the rest of them here. So yeah, I think this one, turned out okay too. What I really like about this week is this is a pocket letter that I received from Jen. She is I Heart Paper on Instagram, but she had sent me like a bunch of the Cool Kid collection, which is really sweet of her. Like, just out of the kindness of her heart, she sent it to me, and she included this little like #BoyMom pocket letter, which is adorable, and then the back was filled with a bunch of goodies. So I wanted to keep it because I think it's so cute, so I put it in here because I received it this week. And then in the back, I just put more pictures of my kids. So these are just random pictures that maybe wouldn't have made my Project Life spread had I not put them in here, but it just, adds more pictures and, just cute little fun pictures of everyday life with my kids. And then here's the other side of that. I was gonna say I don't have a title card, but I do. It's over here. Yeah, just more pictures. We went to the Children's Museum down here. And this is funny. I got Jonathan up on the table. I took a picture of him, and he said, no climbing the table. And I said, then why are you up there? And he said, cleaning. And he takes his foot on this paper towel and he like wipes it across the table. I was like, oh, okay. I guess if you're cleaning then. Oh, that guy. Life with toddlers, I tell ya. This week, week 9, this was actually a challenge that I did for myself. I had just recently cut up a bunch of my scrap papers into 3x4 cards and 4x6 cards, and that's what I do with my scraps. And then what I did was I decided to challenge myself on doing like randomly picking cards and then making them work for a spread. So I think I chose like 11 cards of each size and then put back 3. Is that what I did? I think so. And then I just kind of had to like make them work for the spread. And it's not my favorite layout I've ever done, but I don't hate it. And a lot of people commented on this particular video. They were like, oh, I would have put back a lot more cards than you did. But I really stuck with it. Like, I was like, no, I'm going to make this work. And a lot of them, like, you can't even see hardly any of the card because they're covered up by pictures. But yeah, I think it turned out okay. If I did it now, I would probably, the way that I craft now, I think it would cover up even more of the cards. I don't think it would be that big of a difference. But yeah, that's how that one came out. And like, I have some little hidden journaling here about, what I got Charlie. That's my niece for her birthday. And yeah, just some fun little details like that. That's week 9. Week 10, I wanted to kind of challenge myself to use a 6x6 paper pad. And I ended up using paper from 2 different paper pads, but it's still kind of like matchy. And I also cut up paper from a Smash book at that time too. So that's like what we're using here is like, these are like from a Smash book that I cut up, and I just used it for my journaling. And then I also did my first insert. So I thought it'd be fun to do like a day in the life insert, because our life is just very routine with 2 small kids, and so I thought it would be fun. So I had like day in life, and I did what day I took all these pictures on. I did, 9 a.m. we do popcorn movie with Jonathan. Elliot's usually asleep, taking his nap at that time. 10:30 is playtime. That's when Elliot wakes up. 11:30 we do bath, and then we do, let's see, 2:30 fort building, 4:30 dinner and movie. We do eat dinner super early. That's 4:30 is actually kind of late for dinner around our house. It's usually more about 4 o'clock we eat dinner. 5:30 playtime, and 6:30 is the kids' bedtime. And so I just thought that was a fun little thing to kind of include this week, was just kind of day in the life. Then was my first time playing with this size of pocket page, and I hate it. So these are the 6x6 pockets, and I thought when I would do it, I was like, I'm just gonna do like little mini like layouts for each page, and it did not work out the way that I thought it would. And I hate this page so much. I hate this page, but it's in here and it's done, because I always say that it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be complete. And that's my project life, is not perfect, but it's complete. I complete it every week. I have these memories, and they're in the book. So yeah, I really don't like how this one came out. On the next week when I did it, I stopped treating it like it was like they were little mini layouts, and I treated it instead like they were just very large project life cards, and it turned out a lot better. So I actually don't hate these pages and on this side, just because I had kind of did it a little bit differently this week. So yeah, this turned out kind of okay, I guess. The other side, I just used random cards from my stash. Some of them I got from Pen Pals. Some of them were like this is a 4x4 card I cut down to a 3x4 card, so it would work in here. And yeah, it's pretty similar to how every other layout looks. Week 12, this was Elliot's birthday week, so I did a birthday insert for him. And I did like a little letter to Elliot, and I just love Mom. And I'm just, like I said, I stopped trying to match pictures to, to the stories. So there's like at the story here, it says, taking after Dad, Jonathan decided to walk around the living room to eat his toast today, and the whole time he would pick off pieces of his crust and throw them to Folsom, just like Dad does. Because seriously, like, my husband, he's not supposed to feed the dog, and he's not supposed to encourage the kids to feed the dog, but he does it just kind of like, he just pulls off his crust because he doesn't want to eat the crust, and then he gives it to the dog to eat. And it's like, will you stop doing that? Because then Jonathan goes around doing the same thing, but Jonathan's just doing it because Daddy does. So I don't have a picture of that because I didn't take a picture of it, but I have the story. And I started doing, like, during the week, I would just start writing down the stories that I wanted to tell, or I would write them in my phone, so then when I would go to do my project life, I would have stories to write in here. So I would know to keep a card that was just for that story. So then we've got the birthday insert here. I took like 1,000,000 pictures this day, because we did like a little cake smash with him. And then I've got like his bath toy that we got him for his birthday, and him eating his pizza. And then after he smashed his cake, he was all dirty, so he got his little after cake bath. And I just wrote, a little bit about what we did that day. And that's all that I did there. And then here, I had a longer story here, so that whole card was dedicated to the story that I wanted to tell. And again, there was no picture that matched the story. It was I just wanted to have that story in the book. So and then like, these pictures here, I don't think I even have. Oh, I did tell a story there, I think. Yeah. I told the story of Jonathan getting in the water table over here. But, like, I don't need, like, you know, I don't need stories to tell these, you know, to tell the story of these pictures. Like, I just, you know, I think they kind of explain themselves. Like, Jonathan is figuring out that if you press your thumb on this water toy, it like squirts out at you. I don't need to explain that. The picture shows that. So, oh, I guess I can move that over so you can see. So yeah, I've evolved a lot in my project life, I think. So this week I was kind of in a crafty funk. I wasn't really like feeling it. I didn't really want to do my project life this week. And so I just was really simple, and I think it turned out fine. I don't hate the spread. And I think that, like I said, it's done. It's in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to be done, and it is. So there you have it. This is what a spread looks like for me when I'm not feeling it. Week 14, this is my stamps and scraps challenge. Again, if you haven't seen these, any of these videos, they're all on the channel. You can find them. I believe we have a playlist that has all these in there for you to find as well. But this one, I only did my cards using scraps and stamps, and all of my pieces of, like all of my embellishments were all handmade. So I've made all these myself. And the only thing that I cheated on was using these 4 thickers. Everything else was all handmade by me. So I really like how this one came out, and it was a really fun challenge to do so too. So if you haven't tried this challenge, I think you should, because it was really fun and challenging. This week, I really wanted to use these cards again. These are from the core kit, the new Maggie Holmes Gather core kit, and I just really wanted to use them again. And I did some little flip up cards this week, which I love how they came out, and Jonathan loves playing with these. They're like, this is probably his favorite page, and I think what he really likes, because here he's watching Moana, and then you flip it up, and then I did a little screenshot of Moana down here. He really likes seeing that. But yeah, I really like how this page turned out. On this page over here, I also have little flips. Oh, and if you're wondering, I did like Velcro on the page protector, and then Velcro on the card, so it stays down, so it doesn't get like bent and stuff. But yeah, I did a couple little flip up ones, like that. This card, I actually made this card to announce our move to San Antonio, and I posted it on Instagram, and I kept the card to use in my project life. So this is the week that we announced that we were moving, and took the kids to the zoo because it's probably our last time going there, and we just were, you know, we're trying to wrap up some stuff. We took Elliot to the doctor that week. So yeah. And then this is, oh, not last week. I thought this was my last week. This one, all random cards from my stash that I just picked out and thought kind of went together. What I did is I picked out this card originally because I liked all the fun bright colors in it, and then I just tried to coordinate my colors to go with that. So I just picked out cards that I thought kind of matched. And then I did another insert because it was Easter week this week. And so I did an Easter insert, which I did a separate video on that as well. So if you want to see that, you can check it out. But yeah, that's my week 16, right? Do I have a title? Oh, there's a title card. Now I have to search for the title cards. I guess that's the hard or the bad part about not putting them in the same spot every time, so you kind of have to search for them. But anyways, And then week 17, this is the last week that I have in here. Week 18, I will be posting next week for you to watch. But this week, I used my citrus twist kit, my April kit, and I just wanted to get kind of it like used up a little bit because I hadn't used a whole lot of it. I hadn't really even touched it for the whole month of April. So I wanted to get it used up before I started packing up my craft room. So I did, a little bit of journaling on here. Oh, I forgot to journal there. I'll have to add that. And little journaling over here. But that is pretty much that. And here's an example of like my journaling. Like, this is Jonathan in my husband's postal truck, and I don't think it really needs a story. Like, it doesn't need a journaling to go along with it. Like, he's in my husband's postal truck. You can see that he's in the postal truck. What am I going to say about it? Like, he decided he wanted to go check it out, so we let him go in there. So I journaled about a story because he kept randomly asking this week, he kept asking for gummy bears. Like, literally, like 3 times this week, he asked for gummy bears. And it's like, when have you ever gotten gummy bears? Like, we don't buy you gummy bears. So I just journaled about that there because I needed, like, I just picked a journaling spot, and there you go. So that's week 17. And then I keep all of my empty page protectors in the back of my album here. So I just pick out ones that I want to use. And that is that. If you have any questions about anything with my project life, feel free to ask in the comments below. And I will see you guys next week for week 18 of Project Life. Bye.